What's up, everybody? It's Mech-Hop Mondays, episode 60. We got our boy Jeffrey Creation here with us. If you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself, where you're from, what you do.
My name's Jeff. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Actually, I live in Johnstown, but it's like right outside Columbus, Ohio.
Cool. Right on. And for those who don't know, Creation and I actually just released our collab on Crow's Nest like a week ago. Something like that. Yeah. So definitely go check that out. There's a little.
That's exactly what I wanted out of a Creation Recall collab. Long boy basses and angry.
Yeah, it came together perfectly, dude. Like, as soon as we started working on it together, just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it felt right, dude. It's hard for me to collab a lot of times, and that one just like came right together, I feel like.
Yeah. I could definitely hear you guys' style meshing and like exceeded expectations.
Yeah. We them old Logic boys.
Not anymore. I'm on Ableton now.
Yeah, I know. Same here. We both came from the Logic grind.
You both converted to a new religion.
That's right. Abletonism.
Yeah. Appleton.
Yeah, mine is Appleton because I'm off of Mac.
Yeah. So I got some questions here. Just as it fills in, though, I'll start asking them.
If we give people a minute to start filtering in, I'm making a post on my personal page right now.
Yes, sir.
My computer wasn't slow as shit. It always takes 7 years when I try and tag people. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. The only tags I do are tagging sets.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, that was a big boy notification.
Okay. So we got Lich in the audience as usual. What's up, Lich? He just posted. He's doing motion graphics now. That's that shit. Yeah, Lich, send it through. Put it in the group. And for those who don't know, if you want to get connected on the group, on our Facebook group, or you can get in touch with us whenever you want and just kind of be a part of the community, it's facebook.com/group/Mech-Hop Militia. And if you want to submit stuff there while we're doing the stream that you'd like us to view on stream or listen to on stream, I would definitely recommend it. Because we are in there.
We in this.
So. Oh, I didn't even hit the tag.
Mech-Hop Mondays.
It's official now.
It has begun.
Now it's really starting.
Don't know why I'm wearing a jacket. It is actually really hot in here. It's actually no longer winter.
I know. Today was
so
like
nice.
the first day, dude. It's like 70 something today. Yeah. Crazy. So, Jeff, off the top, I need to ask, how often do you get compared to Chris Pratt?
Too often.
What's that?
Too often.
Yeah.
But I feel like it all depends on what my hair looks like.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, as soon as I get a haircut, it also depends on the location. Because I've gone to, like, Cracker Barrel and got a haircut, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, you look like Dale Earnhardt Jr." All right, whatever.
Wait, we're not interviewing Chris Pratt today? Fuck.
Cancel the episode. Mech-Hop Mondays is canceled. Until we can get Chris Pratt. We're gonna have you both on once. Set the record straight once and for all. Zachary Cravens, what's good? Thanks for being in the chat. So what has everybody been working on? What are you guys, Jeff, you want to start? What you been working on? I know you sent me that single. It's super fire.
That's the one I've been working on a bunch this week. Trying to finish that one.
It went off. I got to play it out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Right on.
It was sick. We love that track.
I'm sure polish that one out.
Collab, dude.
What about you guys?
Fire. Scott, what are you up to?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm doing an Uplink Audio EP for sure. I've been like slowly but surely like working on that. Like that's gonna be all kind of robotic stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that. Haven't really like honed in and focused on that style for a while, so it'd be cool to put out like a straight release like that. Aside from that, like honestly, a little bit of everything. I have a bit of house and stuff like that. I think, I don't know, I might try and send that in with dubstep tracks or an EP, and maybe they'll accept it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, you have ties to like Disciple. I feel like they're signing a lot of people that are doing a bunch of different stuff right now. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That way.
Yeah. How about yourself, Colin? You're sitting on so much fire.
I have too much stuff right now, but I'm trying to finish up like a 2-track. I have a couple 2-track releases right now, actually. One of them may be with Crow's Nest. The other one I'm trying to put on Uplink Audio as well. And then I just have a bunch of singles, like a ton of them. I have a bootleg of Eptic Ready to Die and a bootleg of Go Down by Yuki and Sullivan King. So those are probably going to go out for free soon.
Those are both really sick.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess, like, come to think of it, I should mention, like, the Reed Speed and Resi remixes we both have, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really sweet. Yours is amazing. Like, I love the style on it.
Yeah, we said different styles, which is good because we're both Robo boys.
Exactly. So I'm really excited for that.
That comes out early next month, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have Big Sip VIP. And,
oh shit! Wait, did you send me the finished version of that?
Maybe not, because I just did a new version for the show I just played, so I'll send you that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Bangers.
I like switched the second drop and actually made it like the intermediate drop. I felt it works a little better. So.
What?
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 My homie Daniels also did a remix for that. So like when I talked to 40 Ounce Cult, they wanted to do just a single, but I'll see if they are down to do like a 2-track. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
He found the funniest sample ever too, man. It's like, I think it's an old Vine, but it's like, the guy literally says, "Hi, my name is Scott, and I'm addicted to cracking a cold one with the boys."
That's so good. Shout out Foxchild in the chat. We got Todak, Mr. Declan, Aaron Butch, what's up? I think. Unless it's Aaron Boop. I don't know. Okay, Lich has the artwork for us to peep right now.
So,
let's see if it's
thanks, Todak.
Yeah, it's in the chat or in the group rather. That is sweet. Here, hold on, I'll share screen. I gotta remember how to do it because regular Google Hangouts, you do it differently. Such a pain in the ass. There we go.
Ooh.
Bang. I really, really like it.
That's pretty sick.
So,
Some fun, like, anime vibes. Super cool. Thank you for sending that, Lich. Episode 60, that's right. Shout out Air Bear. You guys, Crow's Nest collab is mad. Thank you, Foxtrot.
Thank you.
it's crazy we're on 60 already.
Yeah, I know, isn't it?
Nuts.
Crazy.
Brazy. Alright, so I'm going to start with the first question that I thought of, and I think it'd be fun to actually guess too, because I've actually been talking to you for a while, Jeffrey. But how many years have you been producing, and what inspired you to get into music production? So I'm going to guess like 9 or 10 years now. You've been producing a while, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Probably around 9 or 10 years like total, but like actually taking myself seriously, probably like.
Yeah, no, that's the same for me.
'Cause I feel like when you're starting out, you got like the few years where you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
just, like winging it. So I don't know if those count.
Definitely.
Yeah, not really, but they do.
It's always fun to go back and like listen to your tunes from like forever ago, and you're like, "What was I thinking?" But then you're like, "That was actually a cool idea, but I wish I knew what I was doing."
Yeah, there are a few, like, there have been things that, like, have stuck with me the whole time I've been producing, like, ideas. And, like, even like, the subconscious ones where, like, you make a new tune now and then you, like, you kind of think about it and you're like, this is kind of like a soul successor to something that I did, like, way back that I was trying, but couldn't really pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really lucky and found some project files that I just named really stupid names. Like one was like Sick Robo Intro or something like that, and like now making better drums on it, like saved the tune, and I'm gonna finish it. So it's cool even when you find like not even just like a spiritual successor, but like you were unable to have that mindset back then or skill and apply it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like every couple months. I'm like, oh, I didn't have the skill set to pull this off. Mike Myers, what's good? The artist formerly known as Captain Panic.
Oh, damn. Well, I love all the old Captain Panic stuff, so I would do the same.
Super bangers. I can't who else resonates with this, but I feel like as my production quality has gotten better as over the year, production creativity has suffered. It does get like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I was way more creative when I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm like, wow, how did I come up with all these weird patterns and stuff? Like,
yeah,
so cool. And then it's like, all my stuff is like cleaner, but then you're like, I'm not as creative as I used to be. So then you're trying to like balance it out or go back to like old ideas and be like, what was I doing?
So I have something to say about that actually, because like that was a big thing with me once I started learning engineering. I feel like I got so like do this because you're supposed to, like once I was first starting to learn engineering, and then like Todak said definitely in the comments there, it feels like your creativity suffers, but I think you have to learn those things and then kind of like unlearn some stuff, which I've been like, I feel like I've done that recently. Like recently I've really felt like my old self creating again, like on projects. And I think it is like some rules, like it's good to know them, but like you should just break them sometimes.
Yeah. You gotta experiment with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very like independent on the tune too, right? So like once you get caught up in engineering, you try and apply the same thing because like it's correct or whatever in every tune. But like yeah, like if you're making a tune and you think it Bits breaking a rule 100%.
Yeah.
But I was listening to your Pistol Grip remix today.
Oh,
so,
really?
So it holds up, yeah.
That's like one of the oldest songs I have on my SoundCloud now, I think. Yeah. That's crazy.
I think I was listening to your Weather Change remix the other day.
I still love that one. I still play that out like every show. That one was so much fun to me. I always have like a good time when there's like vocals to work with that I can really catch a vibe with. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. I just fuck with it.
Yeah, well, like what Michael said, like you get boxed in or whatever. I think like the main takeaway for me is like when I wasn't like old enough to play shows, I didn't like really consider it in a show setting or like how it would structurally work for DJing. So I was just making really weird structured tunes. Like I had one that like I had to edit the other day. I don't know why. I had like a 12 bar like before it goes into the 808s. I'm like, why didn't I just do eight bars? Like probably no one played this. You know? But I made it when I was like 17, so like, you know, I didn't even really know like music theory much then. Like as I went,
like bar structure and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
So it was just funny. I was like, I get what you're doing, but it's stupid. So next question I had for you was, where did you come up with the name Creation? Like, was it like simple in the way that you were just like, I want to create tunes, or?
It actually wasn't even my idea, because
really,
yeah, I had a stupid name when I first started out. Like I was like trying to be a house DJ and like make house tunes and stuff, and I like had this goofy name called Bass Gnome, and then my buddy, who's actually my sister's husband now, but they were dating at the time, and he was super into dubstep. So I started learning from him, and he started this name called Creation, and then eventually asked me to be in a duo with him. And then we both started taking that over, and then as soon as I started grasping like dubstep and going all into it, he kind of slipped on producing and stopped making music. And then eventually he just dropped out, and I took over the name completely. And then basically the first big remix that I did by myself was that Chronix remix on YouTube.
Oh wow!
And then that was like the track that like kicked it off for me. And then all of a sudden it was just me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
really
me.
cool.
I just kind of took it and ran with it.
Yeah, I love that. I wouldn't have ever expected that. I didn't.
Yeah, everyone always asked me. I'm like, dude, I didn't come up with it at all. I just kind of got handed it.
It's funny that the creation of the name Creation wasn't yours. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Real quick, guys, I just wanted to say if you all want to share this stream, and like I said in the Facebook group Mech-Hop Militia, you can submit tracks if you want us to listen to them, or artwork, or whatever you're working on, whatever kind of questions you have, you can throw them in the comments. We're down to answer it all. We're down to, chat everything. Yari Dubs is back in the chat. That boy.
So my next question for you was, I really enjoyed the video of you on the farm that you put out a year ago. What does the day in the life look like for you for Creation?
Oh, that was actually me and my wife. It's like she works for this company called the Face Myers, and they own an entire cattle ranch. So when they go on vacation, they ask somebody to basically like watch their ranch for them. So we like go and take care of the cows and all that stuff while they're on vacation. And I had just had like this goofy idea of like,
that's so cool.
Ranch, and then just like doing ridiculous like stuff, hanging out with the cows while showing off my next EP. So I was like, let's do this.
Then making fucking alien sounds and then going out and cows. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'd never seen like anything like that, so it was neat. Most of us are just like, myself included, like like maybe not mom's basement, but I'm in parents' living room, so it was just a nice, nice change. You're not rhythm if you don't live with your parents. You're not struggling.
So I have a question for all of you guys, actually. Even in the chat, if you guys want to answer this too, I'm curious as to how long, or excuse me, how many tracks everybody works on at a time, because I normally have like,
I'm really bad.
I have like
I get like half of a track done, and then all of a sudden I start a new project, and then I get that done, and then I start another project, and then I'm like, okay, I'm sitting on like 5 projects. I should probably do something.
Yeah, that's how I am. It goes from like 4 to like 10 most of the time.
I'm gonna say I have
10.
I have at least 31, honestly, like going at all times. Pretty much though, like I've kind of screwed myself with my disorganization, and like I get caught on tunes sometimes, so I don't end up finishing them. But,
yeah. I do the same thing, and then I'll come back and revisit it once I've got like more knowledge, and I feel like I have more to kind of apply.
It's not necessarily always a bad thing, but
yeah, because sometimes I just feel like the inspiration isn't there for one of the tracks, like and that's why I feel like it's not necessarily a bad thing that I work on so much music at a time, because like it keeps me not bored of music. Because I'll be working on one thing, and then I'll be like, I don't know where to go with this, and then I'll open up something else.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a jump. Sometimes it's like I'm working on something heavy, and then I'm like, all right, I'm kind of getting sick of working on this right now, and I'll open up like one of my melodic projects and try and get in the headspace there. And then you have like some crossover of ideas, like maybe working on that melodic one, you'll go back in like an hour or two to the heavy one, and you'll think of more things to add melodically to the heavy one, or vice versa, like more heavy elements to add into the melodic one. And like, I just think it can be a good way to like I haven't experienced writer's block in like years at this point. So I don't know. I could almost swear by my process, but like it's not like the quickest process, you know. So
it takes me a while to get like tunes done, but like I feel like that keeps the flow going though, because even if you just get like 16 bars of a drop done, and even if you're like not completely happy with it, you can bounce to the next tune that you start, and eventually maybe you're like, oh, I like that 16-bar drop I did, and then rip it from that project and throw it in another one and tweak it.
Yeah.
Like eventually you'll use it, but at least you're like doing something instead of just sitting around.
Yeah. I love it when that happens. It's been a while since that's happened, but it's amazing when you're like, oh shit, that intro that I was working on before, that like is in this key, is the same key, and I haven't been able to write a drop for it. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Cool. So 32 says about 3 to 4 solid, and then like 10 ideas. I resonate with that. Because, yeah, most of the time, like I said, if I have, like, 10 tracks going at a time, like, there are, like he said, like, 3 to 4 that are, like, kind of far along, and then there's, like, 6 that are just new ideas that, like, you know, you're working on something and you get an idea and you're not going to be able to hold that idea in forever. Like, I know everybody's experienced that if you're, like, a producer or even, like, a graphic designer. If you hold off on writing the idea out, and it'll just be gone forever after a certain point. So I'll just like go in and write it down and maybe make like an 8 to 16 bar loop. I always start with like the drop. So like I'll just have like drops, and then like once I'm done with those 3 to 4 that are like really close to being done, or at least structurally done, then I'll start like trying to worry about an intro and like a B section to the ideas and really start building them into new tracks.
Basically what I do. Except I always like to have at least like some kind of placeholder, like vocal sample, so I can get a feel of like it coming in or something.
Yeah,
but I'll
usually doing that a little more
anyways, and then completely change the intro, but it's just like a placeholder.
Yeah. I saw somewhere that like company, and I was watching like a YouTube video that company posted where he was talking about how he'll pull in build ups from like big tracks that he really likes just to get the flow started, like just to kind of get the vibe of how the build up is going to be, and then write his drop off of somebody else's build up.
Yeah.
And once he's got like the drop feeling right and got the transition feeling right, then he'll make his own build up to go with it.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting idea because like it does kind of like, I don't know. There have been some times where I've written a drop and then I'm like trying to do a build up and like the build up just doesn't sound right and then I'm stuck, you know, like you want to get the build up right but you don't know what the fuck to do and then it's like taking time away where you could be writing.
Usually what happens for me though, like I'm actually going to take that build up advice pretty well because that's usually where I have the most difficulty lately is like I'll have a drop and then I'll write an intro and then I have a little bit of trouble transitioning from the intro to the drop. So
yeah,
maybe that'll defeat that kind of like difficulty that I have.
Yeah.
But, I usually like if I get stuck on it, I just skip over the build up. I just start it like usually an 808 section or whatever.
Yeah. Most of the time when I'm like, when I can't really be fucked with the build up, I'll just like, I'll just like create a white noise sweep and then like maybe a saw sweep and then a kick build and just have a little like shitty ass basic build up. Yeah. And then try and like once the drop is fully developed, maybe grab some elements from the drop and like use them for the build up and start like building some atmosphere around that build up. But like most of the time the white noise and saw sweep will stay in there anyway. So like you might as well put something. Shout out the Arcturians in the chat.
Love so to answer Michael's questions, I'm curious what you guys think too. Speaking of quickness to release, how do you feel about releasing music to stay relevant? Do you ever feel the need to create just to stay in the public eye? That's tough. Yeah, I think it literally differentiates between each producer because, like, I don't know, like, I am a firm believer of quantity over quantity, but, like, definitely nowadays there's a lot of saturation and there are a lot of people consistently posting. So it is a little bit hard to keep up, like, and keep people interested. So I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think.
Jeffrey, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I go back and forth with it. Cause like sometimes I'm like, man, I gotta post like a tune at least like once every 2 weeks or once every month, and like sometimes I'll get caught in those cycles where I'm just like, all right, look, I just gotta get something out and like throw out a free download. But I don't know, some like lately I've just been sitting on tunes and like I'll post like teaser videos, but then I'll like keep working on them until I'm like actually really stoked about them. So it just depends because I go back and forth a lot.
Yeah. Well, I went through a period where I like wasn't really even releasing music for like a couple of years just because of like real life shit. I was still working on music, but I wasn't releasing it, and I was like kind of just trying to figure all my shit out. But now I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm definitely not one of those guys that's throwing out tracks all the time, but like I've definitely been writing more lately, and I do think it's important, and I definitely do have more of a fire under my ass because of all the people who are consistent. But I don't ever feel the need to create for the public eye because I just generally feel the need to create. Like it's genuinely what I love doing, and like sitting down daily and just working on music and like trying to figure out new ways to do the dubstep shit. Like granted my stuff might sound like I have my own sound, like that's kind of unavoidable, but like I do try and find different ways to do it and like fun ways to switch it up and like make it fun for myself and everything. It's never really about the public eye. I mean, obviously it's always going to be awesome when people are like super into what you do, and like you're gonna want to create more if you're like catching some kind of hype. But yeah, I just kind of write because I want to and I like to. And
yeah, and that's how it should be.
Daily.
I think I'm taking a lot of inspiration from you on the way that like you are starting to build up a large repertoire of like unreleased stuff. So I think like instead of just like before like when I would post a ton of clips, I would like try and get them out, and I might not even have a second drop done or whatever, and I would just keep releasing music. I think like a really good like thing to do nowadays or whatever that like you've inspired me a little bit on is I'm gonna try and build up my stuff, figure out how I want to release it, and then based off how quickly I put it out off of that kind of thing. Like if they don't get accepted by a label or whatever, then I can put it out on a weekly basis if I want to. But
yeah,
you know, I guess it is pretty situational, but I would prefer to rapidly release music that like I've been sitting on versus like just like, oh, I'm working on this, I'll put it out kind of thing. You know.
Air Bear asked us also, do you guys create all your sounds per project, or do you create private sample packs to avoid getting stuck in a project flow?
For me, I have a big giant folder of patches that I've made, and they're like starter patches. Some of them are just cool sounds I've made that I like, and like if I'm not feeling like the sound design like stuff at the moment, I will legit just go into my Ableton folder and like drag and drop my own patches, and then just start ripping them apart and twisting them around until I like them. I'll do that, but I don't really like just have like sound samples. For one, I hate bouncing stuff out because I can't go back and tweak.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
Everyone tells me you need to bounce your stuff out, and I'm like, I can't, because I just always want to go back to the patch and change stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't commit.
Yeah, it's too tough, man. Especially when you're so focused on the sound design. Like, even like listening to it in different settings, like you'll go through 4 versions, and then on the 5th version you'll listen to it in the car and be like, okay, well, I got the tones I want, but like I need to move this filter a little differently. So you want to be able to go in and like work on the patch.
On the track that I did recently, I sent you a preview of it, and then I didn't like that second switch up synth. So then I just went back and slightly tweaked it so it pitched up a little bit higher, and then I was like, yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many moments where I'm like, I want to go back and change it.
Yeah.
And you read my mind because like I'd like consistency generally with my patches in a tune. So like when you tweak it so there's like a bit of a pitch up on the switch or whatever, I don't like doing that when I'm resampling, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't mind using different sounds when I resample. That's a lot of fun. But like if I'm creating consistency in a tune, it's far more effective, at least in my eyes, to like have the patch so you can tweak it, you know?
Yeah. Also to add on to that, I'll very occasionally save patches, but like it might almost be counterintuitive because like I know a lot of people swear by like having patches to start off of, but like sound design is what like really genuinely interested me about making music and like trying to make cool robotic, and like with me all the distortion I use, like I like to get a sound like on the verge of where it sounds like it's like broken, and then like kind of like, so like I'll sit there and like try and figure out different ways to approach that and different tones to like kind of throw into that process. And like, and most of the time my songs start from sound design. So like I'll open a new project and then be messing around with Serum or FM8 or something, and like, and then I'll start hearing something in my head, like as I'm playing back the sound and hearing the movement of it and stuff like that. And I'll be like, oh, it might sound cool like this, and then write out that part, and then create a space and duplicate the patch and then tweak it or something, or even like start another new patch to put in on the breaks and everything, and then it's just all like everything starts happening, you know. 32 says, here's a question for all three of you. Have you ever had a problem where you've made a tune and you're happy with the result, but the sound doesn't kind of flow with your previous tunes or your identity? And honestly, I think that your identity is what you make it. So like if you're not super locked into a brand and you're not like repping like I'm not talking bad about Sadhu at all. I love him, but like he has like the Machine Gun Army thing as an example, and like he does a bunch of Machine Gun tracks and everything. So for him, it would be kind of weird if he just like released like a melodic track, I feel like, just because of the way he personally branded himself. But like, I don't know. I've always tried to do like different stuff here and there throughout my career. Like you can kind of see it a little checkered. Like I have some melodic tracks thrown in. I have some like deeper-ish tracks from like way back and everything. So I would say that, I don't know. I would say if you're happy with it and you feel personally that it resonates with you and it's a piece of you, and even something to think about is like, am I going to write stuff like this in the future? And if the answer to that question is yes, then I would say put it out. You know, like you're going to spread yourself too thin if you're like, if you haven't even built one alias up and then you want to make like another alias to release that way different style of music on there or something. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, obviously you could do a different alias, and people have done that. They've been like, I'm going to make an alias for this, and then that shit might even like pop off, you know, that second alias might pop off more than the first, but it's kind of up to you. But I personally believe in like putting out what you want to put out, you know, and like even my melodic stuff, I'll throw some like robotic elements into it, or at least make it like kind of heavy at the same time, have some like heavy influence in my melodic stuff. So, you know, just do what feels right to you and build your brand up to be what you want it to be, not what you think other people want it to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've always done a good job of like alluding to your other stuff, even if it is a different style though. But like a lot of people can't do that. Like it'll be completely different, and sometimes I struggle with that. Particularly the new house track I made, like doesn't really sound like me, I guess, but I'm still gonna put it out. So, but what about yourself, Jeffrey? Like I know you went like first time I started listening to your stuff. You're making more of the like swiney getter stuff. Then you went to more wonky stuff.
Pig squeal phase, like.
Yeah.
When Invictus and everybody was like popping off, and I don't know. I talked to Rutger a bunch back then, and somehow I just really like that style, and then we just ended up all making pig squeals. Out filter for the longest time.
Yeah, that was so. I remember like I got Wild Filter, and then I showed it to Jordan back in the day, Jordan Barron.
Yeah.
And he was like, whoa. And then he downloaded it. And then he just like, he started using it better than literally anybody. I still to this day don't understand how he did it, but like tracks like Release the Hounds and stuff like that. Like that fool just ripped that shit. I don't know how he did it. But yeah, that
just like delete the WoW filter, because everything I like would make, I would just slap the WoW filter on it, but then it would all just start sounding the same because whatever I was doing with the WoW filter, it just turned into pig squeals.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I have to get rid of this. Otherwise, I'm forever just going to make these sounds.
Yeah, it's like that. It's definitely like that. And there's like, I don't know. I feel like any new plugin that you're hyped on, like you're going to overuse for a little bit. And then you can kind of take a step back and look at it like subjectively and kind of decide when and where to use it and everything. I feel like vocoders are like that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I find myself trying to throw a vocoder on like everything, and I'm like, can't do it. And it was really like back in the day where I made like a strong stance, and I used to like pride myself on it so hard that I literally just used Massive. Like I was using Massive, and I would just use the effects in Massive, and like wouldn't do anything afterwards because like in my head also it was about like being able to get my sound wherever I was. So like if I was in the studio with somebody and like didn't have patches on me or whatever, like being able to know how to do my shit no matter what I had at my disposal was like a really big goal for me.
Yeah, you nailed it though. Fucking all except for the straight C tube all the way up.
That's a banger though.
Yeah.
But Massive is like that. Like it has such like,
I still do that.
It has such crazy filters and like awesome resonances that like you can just crank it. I don't know what it is. Like I even went back recently like to Massive. Like I started a new project with just Massive basses, and I found myself still doing that because you can just like, I don't know what it is. You can't do it in Serum. Like in Serum, if you crank the tube on it, at some point it starts sounding like shit. But like Massive, you start cranking that tube, and a lot of the times it just sounds better, and I'm like, okay, we're going all the way. We're going all the way. So I don't know.
What?
I love it though. What? Yeah, but I don't know. It's all about like what you're into and everything, you know. Like by all means, have your signature effect chains or whatever, like plugins that you go to and everything. If they're helping your creativity, then so be it. But like anybody who knows Fortress, like the original version was like everything was WoW filtered, and then I got so against WoW filter because so many people were using it, and I'm just a counterculture asshole like that sometimes, that I was like, I'm gonna remake this whole job. And like the version that got released was like, it literally didn't have that.
I'm glad you did put it out though. Not like, and I do prefer the more distorted, like blocky.
Yeah,
versus.
And I made an actual switch up for it, like an actual B section.
Yeah.
Just a fucking 20-second drop.
So we got my boy Dangles in the chat saying, are you guys looking forward to the new Massive X coming this summer? Yes. No. Massive 2.
If Massive's so good, why isn't there? Yeah, I'm super excited. I think it said like June. I'm pretty sure June it's supposed to be dropping as of right now if they don't throw a simple delay on it.
Sick.
But yeah, I've been watching everything that they post, and like
I haven't actually, like, I saw like the big announcement where they were talking about like the wave tables and stuff, but I didn't know about like videos.
Yeah,
definitely after this stream I'm gonna be watching that instead of studying.
Yeah, it's not like they still haven't gone like super in depth with it, but they've like explained some of the filtering processes, and like apparently the routing is supposed to be super crazy in Massive X. Like you can really go crazy with the routing in it, which I think is going to be the huge advantage there.
Yeah, the routing is insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So definitely excited for that. I'm really excited to see their new filters because like there's still not like an equivalent to the Massive double notch in Serum, and I know they do have a double notch filter in Serum, but like the way they did it in Massive,
I really miss Massive vibrato too.
Yeah,
like I could kind of recreate it in Serum, but it's just not the same.
Yeah,
Massive nailed it. Whatever they did.
Good point. Yeah.
Lich says Ableton looks scary to me, but I want to give it a shot. Any pointers? Key commands. Just learn key commands.
Power through it.
Yeah, honestly.
I hated Ableton when I first switched over.
Same here.
I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, we both switched from Logic, and it's such a different workflow, and the arrangement view is so different. everything's on the left in Logic, everything's on the right in Ableton.
Finding everything, once you get past locating where everything is, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want to finish off these EPs, and I think I'll make the switch myself after.
Yeah.
Maybe not a full switch. We'll see. I love FL so much. But...
yeah, FL is so sick. I would still even get FL at this point. Like, even if it's just for like Citrus and vocodex, dude. Like, those shits are so powerful.
Yeah.
I really like the automation envelopes. And
I've been using it for my sub pretty much every tune now. Citrus.
Oh, no
Square wave. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Piezo and Neonix and Omnis all got me on that. FL boys.
I'm still on Logic. I might convert soon. How much do you recommend Ableton to Logic? It kind of depends on what you're doing, but if you are like a music producer, like if you're more geared towards producing and not so much like recording and like engineering, I mean, you can record and engineer in Ableton, no doubt, but like for me, it was a really big thing, and what made me kind of never really look back was the creative workflow, because Logic, I say this all the time, but I feel like Logic is a lot more geared towards like engineering and the mixing workflow, whereas Ableton is just overall like get your idea out as fast as you have it. Like it's Ableton. And the automation is a million times better. I've said this a bunch too, but I hate automation in Logic. I hate it. I would purposefully not automate things because of how much of a pain in the ass it is. And in Ableton, you just don't have that problem. Everything, I don't know if this is going to make sense to a lot of people, but everything is grid-based in Ableton. So, like, let me just show you real quick. I can actually share my screen and show you what I mean. But everything is grid-based, so you can literally highlight a region of the arrangement view, and if you have like anything inside of that, you can Command D and it duplicates it over. Like if I were to just take this fucking dumb sample that I have, like you can literally just highlight the grid and then copy it over as much.
Yeah, I love that so much.
Yeah, it's like it just makes everything so quick.
Well, what really appeals to me too is just how you have the automations linked. Like I mean, you can do that in FL, but you have to manually do it, and I'm just lazy. Like yeah. I like how everything's kind of streamlined and organized for you in that way. That's really nice.
Yeah. Like you hit A and you have your automation. You can create a thing and the grid-based view works for everything. So if you have automation that you want to copy, and you can just duplicate it over and over to whatever grid size you want too. Like you can zoom in and get a smaller grid size and do smaller copies of the automation and shit. So like, I don't know, it's really crazy. And audio work is so nice in Ableton too. Like really streamlined if you're trying to manipulate audio samples and stuff. So I would definitely recommend it, like as somebody that came from Logic. But yeah, it's really up to you personally. There are still some things that I miss from Logic, but overall, like Ableton is really nice.
I sent you the Big Sip VIP and the Dangles remix when you get the chance.
Yeah, I'll definitely check those out. We'll wait for Jeff to get back here before we have the stream, but
no worries, man.
But yeah, if anybody has any like last minute questions you want to throw us before we get done here, we are all about it. He said, click, Superman. Okay. So, any last words, my friends? Anything to promote? Jeff, you got any releases coming up or anything, or something people should keep an eye out for?
Not at the moment. I just need to find homes for tunes. There's a bunch of stuff on the way. I just don't have anything to find yet.
You have any shows coming up?
Yeah, this month actually, the 20th in Orlando. I should be playing the Asteria Festival.
Nice.
Should be dope. I'm stoked about that.
That'll be sick. I'll send you some new goodies.
Yeah.
Scott, what do you have coming up? Finals?
Currently, yeah, finals, honestly. I'm just trying to figure out when I want to release all this stuff I'm kind of sitting on right now. So, mainly like the Reed Speed remix, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the main one that I have like set in stone. Aside from that, I'm kind of figuring it out. It's exciting though. Like I'm happy that like I'm gonna have so much control over my release schedule. I'm just gonna go ham really soon here.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. I'm looking forward to everything with you guys. I'm huge supporters of both of you, so it's gonna be really sick to see us all like doing big shit this year.
100%
stuff, and had a blast.
I still need a creation collab because honestly that remix is still one of my favorites that I've done. I think we could make something like really crazy.
Oh, you guys both got them yours. That'll be a sick one. So to end it off, I got Shutdown, my new single Shutdown, coming on 40 ounce Friday.
Sick.
So that will be available everywhere on Friday: Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that good stuff. Some rhythm-y-ish type shit, if I dare use that word, but super.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. I hate myself every time I say that word, but it's the only word we have to describe that, unfortunately. But thank you everybody for tuning in. It was an awesome stream. We're always super happy when you guys are way up in the comments and talking to us and asking questions and everything. Huge shout out to Jeff Creation. I love you, dude. I'm super happy we got you on the stream and hope to have you back.
Guys, this is awesome.
So we'll see you guys in another couple weeks then.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Mech-Hop Mondays.